Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I'm going to format the video a little bit differently since I'm doing weekly videos. We're going to talk about updates that are coming up. And first of all, loaded dice event June 23rd to June 30th. Play with exact penetration and burn damage values, and then damage variability also will be reduced, so it'll be more consistent. If you haven't worked down the line for your Sheridan, June 23rd to July 7th is the best opportunity to do that. You make the most of the XP bonuses and the silver discounts, working up the Sheridan line. If you haven't done that, go ahead and do that during those times. And then weekly savings and weekly offers, Alpine Tiger, Brazilian Bulldog, and I know the Atomic is one of the 3 offers, so I recommend Alpine Tiger and Atomic if you haven't got them. The Alpine Tiger isn't a beast, but it does have preferential matchmaking to balance it out a little bit. But this is what the video is really for. Check out the new Chieftain, FV4201, and we're going to compare it to the old Chieftain. When comparing the new to the old, the new one has a little bit of an edge on engine power and overall speed. Looking at the gun handling, the old Chieftain still rocks it with the gun handling, reload time. They both do have 10 degrees of gun depression, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But the gun is still better on the old Chieftain. Looking at the tracks, the old Chieftain rotates a lot faster. It does have a little more resistance on the terrain. And then we jump into the turret, and the new Chieftain's got a little bit better vision, but they rotate the same. Most importantly, radio, and they are right on 750 meters signal range for both. Now we jump into the ammunition. We slow it down a little bit here. Feel free to go back and pause if you need to. The velocity on the old Chieftain is a little bit better unless you're talking about the Hesh rounds, and the damage on the new Chieftain is a lot higher than the old Chieftain. And then there's some stats on the right just comparing the two. Just remember, the left one is the old Chieftain, the right one is the new one. And looking at these armor profiles, the new Chieftain has a stronger hull, front hull, and no weak point on top. So that's going to be dirty. But jumping into the LHMTV, this was my first game I played in it. Tier 8 British light tank, 75% crew. I do run binos, vents, and rammer on there. And I wanted to feature this. I'll be honest, it's not an ace tanker. It's probably not the most impressive gameplay you've ever seen, but I kind of wanted to give my take on it, how I felt with a stock tank. Generally, if you feel good about a stock tank, you're going to like it once it's fully upgraded. Now I run tea and pudding, 1 med kit, 1 repair kit, and sometimes on my scouts I like to run 2 repair kits just in case I get tracked. I can fix it, and then if I get tracked again, I can fix it again. But as a light tank, you do lose crew members if HE shells hit you often. So, alright, we're on Resigni, and really I'm just taking a southern location. I'm going to get my binos up, just try to see if the red team is flanking us. If majority of our team is pushing north, I don't have artillery, so there's no point in actively scouting the left south side. We do spot a UDES there. Unfortunately, I am not positioned correctly to have the gun elevation to be able to get shots into them. And I'm kind of just waiting now to see what happens on the left side of the map. Does my team spot their team, or what's going to happen there? I don't have artillery to shoot my targets. I don't really even have anybody set up to support me. So if I get spotted here, I could get taken out. And their Lycan comes swooping in. Now, he didn't spot me, and I just didn't want to run the risk. So I push up, and I try to help disintegrate him, but my team takes care of him very quickly. It's 2-0, and now the Reds are starting to pop up. Generally, if my team just holds the top ridge, they're going to win that battle. But not all the Reds are spotted, so I still want to make sure that we're not getting flanked here. We'll slowly enter this bush. Now, this has a motor upgrade, and then obviously the crew can get up to 100%. And when I'm judging a scout, really like mobility is the main thing, right? You gotta be able to get in and out, you gotta be able to get around the map. Vision is another important thing, and that's hard to tell now, but the vision outside my camo circle is actually fairly decent for a 75% crew. Now, when driving around, it's almost right at the edge there, but still, that's not bad knowing that my crew's 75% and it's going to get boosted up once they get up to 100. Now, one of the tanks, red tanks, have pushed down the one line, and the other two are kind of supporting him, it looks like to me. So what I want to do is just come over here and try to help them with them, help my teammates with them. And I see it's a T10, so we're going to put the gun to the test here. We do an auto lock, probably not the best thing to do. We damage his track. This T10 is rocking. Now we get an ammo rack there, and what's interesting is these British light tanks have great gun penetration. They don't have a lot of high alpha. They don't have high alpha. Their penetration is very well, especially for a scout tank. Their gun handling isn't bad, so you pretty much trade off your alpha damage for good penetration and decent gun handling. Because a lot of scouts nowadays don't have that great of gun handling. If they do, they have like low penetration, low alpha. So this is kind of a different world. Now the Tiger 2 hits me. We get a shot into his drive wheel, and my teammate hits him right before us, so we pick up that kill. And our team is stomping them 9-2. Looks like no reds went down the flank, and it's pretty much just cleanup mode. Now with good penetration comes the ability to ammo rack people. Being able to get the penetration not only through the armor but through the ammo rack. And you still have to get a little bit of luck, and you gotta know where to hit them. Generally under the side of the turret, so if you auto lock them and you hit a pen under the side of the turret, you're going to hit an ammo rack. That's not true for every tank, but a lot of them. Now we're going to move to the middle to just do some cleanup here, and not an impressive game at all. We've only done 700 damage, but we didn't do a lot at the beginning. We were pretty much just making sure that our team was set up for success, and they were, so we got into the battle a little bit late, but honestly it's not like this thing can scrap one-on-one with a heavy tank. It does circle pretty well, and once again just remember that this tank is running on 75% of its ability, so once it gets up to 100% crew and then it's got some upgrades to go along with it, I feel like this thing is going to be a fun little tank. So we pick up the victory. Get to endgame stats here. Slowed it down just because generally I like to ramble off at the end. So the British Light so far, what do I think about it? Well, I thought the 7 was fun. I didn't think it was the greatest tank ever, but I thought it was decent. Pick up 1100 damage here, 3 kills, and I think I'm going to like this line. We'll see. Hopefully I can get an ace. I'll show you that, and I'll quit rambling. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.